Okay, we're going to be starting up on page 75 now, page 75, and we are going to work with moving text and copying text. So what they're wanting us to do here is they're wanting us to find a specific item and hit the copy button. So over on, again, on page 75, step 1 says make sure your home tab is selected on the ribbon. Step 2, scroll up until you can see the second paragraph of the document just below the lead for home facts heading. So I'm clear up here, okay, in this paragraph. Press and hold the control key and click anywhere in the third to last sentence of the second paragraph, which reads the staff of Wilson. So right here's that sentence. By holding down on the control button, it will let us select that entire sentence. So we're going to go ahead and select that sentence. Okay, and then we're going to, on step 4, it says we're going to click the cut button. Scroll down to page 2 and click at the beginning of the second to last paragraph of the document just to the left of the T and talk to your manager. Okay, so right here. In the clipboard, we're going to go ahead and click the paste button. So we've just moved that down. Now, this shouldn't have done that, so I'm going to undo that because I'm not quite for sure what I did. Oh, I know what I did. I had that highlighted, and so when I held down control, it went ahead and cut both of those. So I'm going to start this back over. Okay, so I'm going to highlight there, and I'm going to cut it, and now I'm going to cruise down to where we need to paste it, and it worked just fine. All right, on over to page 76, they want us to copy some text. So they have asked us to, in the clipboard, they want us to open up our dialog box launcher. So in our clipboard group, in the bottom right-hand corner, this is our launcher. And you can notice that a lot of groups have launchers. But we're going to open up the clipboard group launcher, and there is that sentence that I just cut and pasted. This clipboard can hold numerous items in it. Okay, numerous items. So they're going to have us find another option, another sentence in our document. Down on step 2 on page 76, so scroll up if necessary and locate the first sentence on page 2. Okay, so I'm going to cruise up here the first sentence of page 2. And they want us to find the sentence that starts with a project, blah, 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 all the way through innovation. This time we are going to copy it, and you can see that it appears in our clipboard. What's great about our clipboard is that if we go to open up a new document, for instance, over on page 77, step 1, they want us to open a new document. So we're going to go File, New, Blank Document. Notice that that clipboard follows us. So now we can paste those items in there. So they want us to do the staff of Wilson first, putting a space in. And then they want us to go ahead and add that second one. Okay, so just so you understand that this, those sentences do follow you, your clipboard does follow you from document to document. Now they do want us to save this, they want us to do some paste options. I'm not going to go through that part. I think you guys can handle that on your own. So I'm just going to go ahead and close out of this, but you will need to pay attention to the steps on 77 and 78 to do those items. So again, I'm going to close out of it, but you guys should be saving it so I can go back to working on page 78. So we are done working with the clipboard, so I'm going to go ahead and tell it to clear everything. And just because I don't need it anymore, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. All right, the bottom of page 78 is where they were wanting us to work with the navigation pane. So we're going to go into our Home tab, and on the far right-hand side of our ribbon, we're going to open up the Find button. And you're going to notice that opens up a navigation pane. I'm going to go ahead and remove what I had in there. And they want us to type in the word lead. So I'm going to type in the word lead, and you're going to see that we have 20 instances of that word lead in our document. And in our document, it's actually highlighted in yellow. Okay. Now the problem is that the lead should be in all uppercase lettering like this because it stands for an acronym. And there's sometimes that we have it where it's not that way. So we're going to correct those. Instead of us manually correcting them, we're going to have Word find them for us. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to tell Word that capitalization does matter. So over on page 80, on step 2 at the top, It asks us to go into our options, and we are going to tell it specifically in the options that we want to match case. Okay, so that means that the way I type it in all lowercase lettering, is the only way that I want to find. And notice that now it only finds 3 of them. We are going to fix these 3 by, again, having Word do it for us. So that takes us on over to page 82. On 82, again, we're going to go into our options, and this time we're going to go into the replace feature. And notice that lead in lowercase with that match case is already here. So we're going to replace it with lead in all uppercase lettering. Because we know we want to fix all 3 of them at the same time, we can go ahead and click replace all. Said it did all 3 replacements. Okay, great. I can go ahead and close out of this. I can go ahead and close out of my navigation pane, and we are done fixing that issue. Over on page 85 is where they're going to have us work with styles. So the first thing they want us to do is they want us to make our title look like a title. So we're going to highlight our first paragraph, or in other words, our title. And in our Home tab, in the Styles grouping, we have a bunch of what are called quick styles. And in this quick style, you're going to notice that we have a quick style formatted as the title. So we're going to go ahead and choose that option, and notice it looks a little bit better, more like a title. And we are instructed to go ahead and center it. Over on page 86 is where we're going to work with the heading 1 style. So we're going to find our headings. So minimum characteristics is a heading, and we're going to go ahead and format it to be a heading 1 quick style. We're going to do the same thing for building type, pursuing, rating, certification levels, and getting started. On over to page 88 is where they have us working with themes. So we are going to change the overall theme of this document, which happens to be in the Design tab. Far left-hand side is our themes. What themes does is it changes the overall feel with fonts and colors. So as you preview them, you can see how it changes the look of your document. We're going to find the one called Berlin. And we are actually finished now with this first half of Module 2. So we're going to go ahead and save it. And then you would need to turn this document in to me for grading.